Lieutenant Womack was a corrupt Alliance federal officer whose jurisdiction was in the Silverhold Colonies in the Silverhold System. He and his two subordinate officers took business as mercenaries, and they abused their powers outside their jurisdictions to complete illegal jobs. One such client was an illegal organ smuggling enterprise. It was through this business that he encountered Tracy Smith, who was to be a courier. However, when Smith stole the organs he was meant to transport, Womack tracked his alleged corpse through the Alliance postal system to a bustling spaceport where the post officer worked. Womack and his two men docked the heavily armored ASREV at the spaceport, mere seconds after Serenity and her crew departed with Tracy's drugged and seemingly lifeless body. Lieutenant Womack and his men marched through the crowd into the back room of the post officer's office. He flashed his badge and immediately threatened to send the frightened postman to a brutal prison. He demanded to know where the corpse was. The post officer, who was on good terms with the crew of Serenity, and who was fearing to lose his job, at first lied to Womack and denied seeing anybody come through this place. One of Womack's friends shook his head, indicating that the crate was not present in the back. The post officer eventually confessed that a crate large enough for a body was picked up by Malcolm Reynolds. In reply, Womack thanked him, but suddenly asked one of his associates to light the post officer on fire. So he sprayed accelerant on him. Womack threatened the post officer one final time to ensure that he would not warn Captain Reynolds, and blew out the threatening match. Later, the three corrupt officers found Serenity and fired a powerful warning shot. Womack contacted the crew and ordered them to surrender for receiving stolen property. The crew immediately suspected that they had been caught for the theft of the Lassiter pistol, but Womack mentioned the crate containing Tracy. Reynolds left him with an ambiguous statement and cut him off. Womack trailed Serenity for a while as they approached St. Albans. He fired two more warning shots. He agreed to land on the freezing world to take back Tracy for the organs. However, Wash flew around on a wild goose run and eventually hid among some canyons. Womack, frustrated, began dropping explosive ordnance, and eventually the crew of Serenity left their hiding spot and permitted him on board. Womack and his two associates boarded the vessel to collect Tracy, but found themselves in a defenseless position, outnumbered in the low ground, surrounded by the well-armed Serenity crew. The lieutenant threatened them with arrest and eventually death, but the unarmed shepherd, Daryl Book, calmly walked over and revealed that they discovered Womack's secret. He was working as a mercenary, about 8 sectors outside his jurisdiction, because he never called the federal station 80 miles from where they were parked. Seeing that Tracy was suffering from lethal gunshot wounds, Womack finally walked away, saying that it was damaged goods anyhow. Background information. Womack was intended to become a recurring character and a constant thorn in the crew's side, but the series was canceled by Fox before he could reappear.